Hi, I'm Sandy from Scissors in the City. This birthday card is made by using Wheelbarrow die from Spellbinders, along with a flower die, an oval, and an embossing folder. The tools you need to make this is your packet, liquid and dry adhesive, a pickup tool or tweezers, scissors, and some foam dots. We're going to start with our wheelbarrow. What you need to find is this axle. It's quite small. And then we're going to pick up our wheelbarrow. And I'm going to hold the axle on the one little circle there. And whoa, that's way too much glue. Wipe that off. And then I'm going to put the axle through the back hole. And then just hold it in place for a second. I do like the Lawn Fawn glue because it grabs pretty quick. And then I'm going to set that down and let that dry a bit. Next, we're going to do our wheel. What we need to do is line up these little pieces with the spokes of the wheel. So if you turn it over, you can find where it matches. And then I'm going to put just a little adhesive on here. And I'll put a dot on. And then line them up like that. Then we're going to take our other gray piece, and that's going to go on the inside. So it lines up like so. So again, just put a small amount of adhesive because you don't want it to get all over. And then that lines up with the outside edge. So on the one, the gray is on the outside, and the other one, the gray is on the inside of your wheel. Then we have this piece. I don't know really what it is, but it's going to go around here. Oops. And you line that up. Now we can take our wheelbarrow back and put our wheel on there. So the wheel goes on that axle. And then the axle gets attached to the back like that. And it comes out just a little bit. Just hold it for a second to keep that in place. Now we can build the rest of our little wheelbarrow. And because we're going to, let me bring the picture back in, or the sample back in. because we're going to stuff flowers behind here, we don't want to put adhesive on all the sides. Just put some along the bottom. And that lines up like that. Then we're going to take our white piece, and that covers up the seam. Between the two. Then there's this that goes along the top edge. So that it goes about like so. So let's put a little adhesive there. And then this one has to go behind the wheel. Like that. And then this part of the wheelbarrow we're going to set aside and put that on after all the flowers are finished. So we're going to set that aside and let it dry. So now go ahead and take your card base and we'll put our embossed paper on there. And we have our circle, or oval rather. And we want to place that centered, like so. And then in your envelope, you will find all your flowers. You should have some extras. So let's set this greenery aside. And find the pieces that look like this. And we'll put a little dot of glue there. And then the other one fits on top. Now they don't totally match, they kind of do, but you're going to want to alternate them a little bit, so that you can see all the different, so that you can see the light pink behind the dark pink. And this piece is its stem, so we're just going to put a little adhesive on that, and that goes right on the bottom. So that flower is finished. And you should have 2 white flowers, and they just need little centers, and you can mix and match the centers. Some of them might be just plain circle, some of them might have little dots on them. And that's all that those two need. So they can be set aside. Then we want to do a light pink and dark pink. Light pink with a dark pink center and vice versa. So I can put a little. This is a brand new bottle and it sure wants to put a lot of glue out there. And again, I alternated them a little bit so that you could see the pink behind. And then it needs centers also. So these I don't need. Okay, now take your wheelbarrow. It should be kind of dry by now. Your wheel is still floating around and that's okay. And we want to take and lay these out the way that the die cut is opposite. So I'm going to begin with, whoops, that's not my glue. This one. And since these flowers are just set on top, all you're really worrying about is where you're going to put your leaves. So I put that one there. And then this one on the other side. Over here. And again, I kind of like this glue because it sticks pretty good. I mean, it's in there already. And then maybe we better put some of this in there, I guess. Let's do that next. And all you're doing is filling up the back. It needs a dark one there now. And let's do these skinny guys. Some in the front, some in the back. Just make it interesting. And I think it could use a little more right there. Now we're going to take our flower with the stem. And where do I want him? I think I want him about like that. For a second. Then what I think I'm going to do is put some dimensionals on the back here. Oh, first I got to put the back of my wheelbarrow on. And that's going to go, you see that one little cut line? It's going to go like that. So I'll put adhesive on the bottom and up like that. Actually, I want it a little higher. You can't really see it, but yet it's there. Now I'm going to put some dimensionals on the back of this. I'm going to put it on my card first. That way I can arrange my leftover flowers where I think they're needed. And the wheelbarrow is on a slight angle like that. And the top of the flowers can go off just a little bit. Okay, now I know where I want my wheel to go. So I can add just a little adhesive here. And that'll hold it in place. And now I can arrange my flowers. First, I did the whites because they're kind of like a statement. The white just really pops more than the other colors. So let's put that like that. And this little one, I want up higher. And I have 2 left. Actually, I want that down a little bit. There we go. And I need my sentiment. I'm going to use happy birthday. I never seem to have enough happy birthdays. And to cut a flag in, one of the ways you can cut a flag is cut up the middle and then do the points to the middle. That I use dimensionals. And I tucked it kind of behind the wheel. Cut that on an angle a little bit so you don't see that. There. So there's the card. Every card will look a little different because your little bouquets will look a little different.